สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
It is September 13th. Good morning, everyone. I am Sananpan Ratjan.
I am Narupon Jantrakul Sili. Welcome to Meditation for Peace, broadcast time every Sunday morning from 4 to 5 a.m. Thailand time on the MC channel.
Meditation is not a religion. If you experience a miracle, then it is of your own creation and not some divine intervention.
Meditation empowers you to take control of your own body and mind, ultimately leading you to lasting happiness.
The revered monk Tatta Shivo, the vice abbot of Dhammakaya Temple, said, "You don't have to be a Buddhist to meditate. It works for all people and requires no faith in any religion or belief. Meditation is a simple human ability to see one's own mind and the consequences of one's own thoughts, actions, and emotions."
When we can see the truth in our own life, we can see how to achieve peace and happiness within our own lifetime, to come to realize that peace truly lies within each and every one of us.
Yes. If meditation is new to you, then approach it with moderation and seek good guidance from a reputable source, closely monitoring the positive effects of your personal experience.
Among the many methods of meditation, one of the most effective and simplest methods of meditation for beginners may be described as self-initiation via the 7 bases of the mind.
Yes. Although this method is explained in a number of books, please bear in mind that it is always best to be in the trusted hands of the knowledgeable and experienced teacher if you wish to avoid misinterpretations, enhance the results of your meditation, and also to receive answers to your questions as they arise.
In our next part of the program, we invite you to experience the method of meditation instructed by the most venerable Parajapana Visud, Luangพ่อ Thamma Chayo, the teacher in Dhammakaya tradition. Please make yourself comfortable, close your eyes, relax, and follow the sound of his voice toward your inner peace and happiness.
We'll see you after this.
ต่อจากนี้ไปตั้งใจให้แน่แน่วมุ่งตรงถนทางพระนิพพานกันทุกคนนะลูกนะให้นั่งขัดสมาธิโดยเอาขาขวาทับขาซ้ายมือขวาทับมือซ้ายให้นิ้วชี้ของมือข้างขวาจรดนิ้วหัวแม่มือข้างซ้ายวางไว้บนหน้าตักพอสบายหลับตาของเราเบาๆคลอดลูกพอสบายคล้ายๆกับตอนที่เราใกล้จะหลับอย่าไปบีบเปลือกตาอย่ากดลูกในตานะจ๊ะแล้วก็ทำใจของเราให้เบิกบานให้แจ่มชื่นให้สะอาดบริสุทธิ์ผ่องใสไร้กังวลในทุกสิ่งไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องอะไรก็ตามให้ปลดให้ปล่อยให้วางทำใจให้ว่างๆนิ่งอย่างสบายต้องสบายนะลูกนะอย่าทิ้งคำนี้นะถ้านิ่งอย่างลำบากรู้สึกอึดอัดคับแคบไม่มีความสุขมันไม่สบายเลยทั้งร่างกายและจิตใจไม่ใช่แล้วอย่าดันทุลังดามต่อให้ค่อยๆผ่อนมากคลี่คลายระบบประสาทกล้ามเนื้อค่อยๆคลายพอเรานึกคลายจิตมันก็จะคลายตัวพอคลายตัวก็สู่ภาวะโล่งๆว่างๆนิ่งใหม่ก็ต้องฝึกกันอย่างนี้แหละฝึกให้ได้และเดี๋ยวเราก็ เห็นดวงใสๆมันจะสว่างนั่งแล้วหลับตาแล้วมันไม่มืดเห็นดวงใสๆแล้วก็ดูไปเรื่อยๆนิ่งถูกส่วนมันจะขยายแล้วก็เราก็จะถูกดึงดูดเข้าไปข้างในทั้งดึงทั้งดูดเลยเหมือนมีแม่เหล็กยักษ์อยู่ข้างในนะเป็นแม่เหล็กโลกดูดเข้าไปบางคนก็ตกใจหวาดเสียวเพราะไม่รู้มันอะไรไม่เคยเจอต้องตามใจนะลูกนะอย่าไปฝืนใจอย่าไปฝืนความรู้สึกอย่างนั้นปล่อยไปทำเฉยๆเนี่ยปล่อยคือทำเฉยๆไม่ใช่ดันนะจำนะลูกนะต้องจำนะคือทำเฉยๆเนี่ยเฉยอย่างเดียวแล้วมันจะเป็นของมันไปเองเห็นไหมเจ้าว่าการศึกษาความรู้ภายในเนี่ยมันไม่ได้ยากครับถ้าเรารู้จักเข้าใจแล้วก็วางใจเป็นรู้ขั้นตอนของประสบการณ์ภายในเดี๋ยวเราจะทำได้ทำเป็นกันทุกคนนั่นแหละแต่ก่อนอื่นลูกจะต้องมีความเชื่อมั่นในตัวเองว่าคนอย่างเราเนี่ยทำได้ขอให้รู้วิธีการนั้นแหละที่ถูกต้องเดี๋ยวเราจะทำให้มันถูกต้องและเราก็ทำได้ต้องมีความเชื่อมั่นตรงนี้ก่อนนะลูกนะอย่าไปมัวสงสัยลังเลว่าเราจะทำได้ไหมนะคนอย่างเรานี่กิเลสหนาปัญญาหยาบเนี่ยผ่านชีวิตมาก็หมองมาซะทั้งเยอะจะทำได้ไหมนะเลิกคิดนะลูกนะความคิดชนิดนี้อย่าให้มีในลูกพระราชอย่าให้มีในนักเรียนอนุบาลฝันในฝันวิทยาถ้าเราไม่มั่นใจในตัวเราแล้วเนี่ยเราจะไปทำอะไรได้หลับตาอ้าปากตักอาหารเรามั่นใจยังตักเข้าปากได้เลยนะหลับตาเนี่ยเอานิ้วจิ้มดูจมูกเรายังจิ้มได้ยังถูกต้องนะเพราะฉะนั้นเราก็ต้องมั่นใจว่าเราต้องทำได้เพราะเรารู้วิธีการแล้วเนี่ยซึ่งก็บอกไปหมดแล้วไม่ได้มีอะไรปิดบังเลยเนี่ยเราก็ต้องฝึกฝนฝึกไปเรื่อยๆต้องรักอย่างหลงไหลนะฝึกไปนั่งฝึกยืนฝึกเดินฝึกนอนฝึกมีเวลาว่างเป็นฝึกไปเพราะนี่คือวิชาของชีวิตนะลูกนะวิชาที่สำคัญที่สุดของชีวิตเราจะเรียนจบด็อกเตอร์กี่คะแนนก็แล้วแต่มันก็เป็นไปเพื่อให้ได้ปัจจัยสี่มาหรือให้ได้รับความยกย่องนับถือเชื่อถือเป็นเครดิตในทางสังคมเท่านั้นแหละแต่เวลาใกล้จะละโลกนะมันเอามาช่วยชีวิตไม่ได้นะที่จะไปสู่ปรโลกนะลูกนะสิ่งที่เรากำลังเรียนรู้นี่แหละเรื่องหยุดเรื่องนิ่งนี่แหละจะเป็นสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดเป็นวิชาของชีวิตที่แท้จริงเพราะฉะนั้นต้องขยันฝึกฝนอยู่ในห้องน้ำก็ฝึกได้จะขับถ่ายก็ฝึกได้ไม่บาปฝึกบนโถนั่นแหละจะล้างหน้าแปรงฟันแล้วก็ฝึกได้จะอาบน้ำอาบท่าก็ฝึกได้ล้างถ้วยล้างจานล้างชามปาดกวาดบ้านฝึกได้ตรงไหนเราก็ฝึกได้ นั่งนอนยืนเดินเพราะเรารู้หลักอยู่แล้วเนี่ยสติสบายสม่ำเสมอหยุดเป็นตัวสำเร็จวางเบาๆใจสบายๆเห็นไหมจ๊ะเรารู้หลักวิชากันแล้วไม่ใช่ว่าเราไม่เรียนรู้นะจะนึกเป็นภาพก็ได้หรือจะไม่นึกเป็นภาพเป็นดวงก็ได้องค์พระก็ได้หลวงปู่คุณยายก็ได้ผลหมากรากไม้เพชรนินจินดาได้ทั้งนั้นยกเว้นภาพที่นึกแล้วใจตกต่ำแต่ถ้านึกแล้วใจสูงส่งบริสุทธิ์นึกได้มีสิ่งที่ดีๆอีกเยอะนับไม่ถ้วนอย่างเมื่อเราได้เข้าถึงพระรัตนตรัยในตัวนั่งให้ดีนะลูกนะใครเหนื่อยใครง่วงใครเพลียใครนั่งแล้วตึงก็ปล่อยให้มันหลับไปในกลางพอสดชื่นแล้วก็ตื่นมาทำใหม่ใครเมื่อยก็ขยับฟุ้งก็ลืมตาแล้วก็ว่ากันใหม่ให้ลูกทุกคนสมหวังดังใจในการเข้าถึงพระรัตนตรัยในตัวทุกคนนะลูกนะต่างคนต่างนั่งกันไปเงียบๆนะจ๊ะ
The Dhammakaya temple on the outskirts of Bangkok, Thailand is not the only place that the wisdom and key to this meditation technique can be studied and practiced. People from all walks of life in many countries around the world are finding peace and happiness that they desire through the practice of meditation.
To facilitate this greater need, Luangpo Thammachayo, the president of Dhammakaya Foundation, has established other centers and meditation retreats, both in Thailand and other countries around the world.
Yes. To his followers and to those who have attended the retreats purely for the benefit of meditation run by the foundation, Luangpo Thammachayo is regarded as the great teacher of meditation in the modern world. By offering a technique that even enables those who have not practiced the Dhammakaya method before, they can attain both positive and happy results.
Yes. The objective and purpose of his establishment are to promote social harmony through the practice of meditation, thus promoting the world society a culture of virtue and morality, irrespective of gender, race, language, or religion and belief.
Furthermore, it aims to promote recognition and praise for the good role models of exceptional value in society.
Today we raise the vision and mission of Luangpo Thammachayo once again, as many want to know the story of the person behind the success of the Dhammakaya Foundation.
May I also quote Venerable Thani, who has known Luangpo since 1985 and was himself inspired to be ordained in 1989. He says of Luangpo Thammachayo that, "Throughout all this time, I have witnessed that Luangpo Thammachayo's vision and direction have never faltered, and his total dedication to achieving world peace for all has remained firm, unswerving, and unchanged. When you come to know people for a long period, usually you will become aware of their flaws in behavior, reasoning, character, and motives. But even to this day, neither he nor any other can detect any flaw in Luangpo Thammachayo. His purity of body and mind remain untarnished, and he has maintained his meditation consistency even in the face of criticism and adversity. He has never uttered a bad word in response."
Thank you, Shana.
You're welcome.
He is the true role model for us all. But before we delve into this man's interesting works, we must first take some time for listening to the interview of the Venerable Dr. Pavitai and the Venerable Dr. Anurag, two participants of his Revolution Project, talk about the involvement and the achievement. Please stay tuned.
Swadika. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you to our interview episode of Meditation for Peace. This week, we would like to introduce you the great project called Lady Dhammadayada International 2009. This project aims to train ladies of their self-development, networking, and importantly is meditation. So let us have a warm welcome to the Venerable monks. Venerable Dr. Pavitai Wachiravicho and Dr. Pramaha Anurak Ravisuntaro, who are the main key person for this project. Namaskar ka, Venerable. Venerable, could you please share with us about this project? What was the initiative to start this project?
For myself, have a chance to work for international department quite a long time. I was Upasok, I think almost 17 years. And last year I have special permission from Lumpur Thamachayo to be ordained. And after that, I think to help his work. And then I think like if we can organize a good training program. And then we found that during the summer, I mean international summer, there's only the training program for the men. Like, then in Thailand we have Dhammadayada and ladies Dhammadayada. So I asked myself, why not also Lady Dhammadayada, but this time international. So we start by this idea, and I talked with the director of the international department, and then with two Lumpurs, we let them know, and then everybody like to have this program. So we decided to start it this year.
Okay. What you say, because you were like Upasok attendant before, training as Upasok attendant before, and you see the need to starting this project. Is that right?
Yes, that's another way. Like I think, when I was Upasok, I have a chance to work for quite many years. Work with youth, and I think you know about IBS, International Buddhist Society, yes. And another and also a volunteer group, volunteer department in Wat Pathamakai. So I think it's important, and they are strong, like a strong support to the temple. And then now if we think for international activities, we need the support like this in another country, in many countries, and it can be a great chance for them to come to understand our temple, like how, I mean, like they have much time to meditate together and learn together. And because now we have just only the 7 days program, meditation like middle way. Okay. And for the longer program, just ordination. So then this program is a new approach for international people who would like to learn more Buddhism and meditation with our temple.
Okay. What you mentioned about middle way meditation retreat, right? And how about this program? What is different between the two?
Because we have like longer time.
Longer.
So we have 4 weeks. 4 weeks, same as ordination program, and then we can put like more elements. So then, not just meditation, we can put Buddhist ethic, like a Buddhist code of conduct, yes. And then let them to train between themselves, and we have our focus age between we start at between 18 to 30, something like this, yes. And let them to learn together. We follow the Thai program, because for Thai is quite famous. Every year a lot of students in our country come to join the Dhammadayada program.
And this is the first time for international ladies to come and join.
That's right. That's right.
And what do you think that okay, just now because you said because only the men ones have the training before. This is the first lady Dhammadaya training.
Yes.
Okay. And what roles in the project you are responsible in?
Okay, how can we say, like, we don't, because it's start, it's the beginning. So, like, I have to, like, to how can we say, can we, director? I don't yeah, should be like that. Yes. Like, to write down the project and present to
like
community.
you're planning, you do the planning for the project.
Right. Yeah, almost like that.
Okay, that's your main major responsibility.
Right. And then everything that nobody can't, like if we miss some monk, I have to be the teaching monk.
Okay.
And
you can fit in every roles that the project needs.
Yeah, like a kind of responsibility.
Since start from the big role as director until any role that they need you for.
I think so. Like to work with St. Paul in the temple, I think the role as name is one sense, but importance, I think, like we can do everything if we can, like can bring the project, I mean, to the success position.
Yes. How about you, Venerable? What roles in the project you are responsible in?
I'm a teaching monk on this project, and I have a chance from Luang Pi Mapong, Dr. Pravitai, who asked me, "You want to help me on this project?" And I said, "Yes, I want to help you." And after that, I came to this project and to be teaching monk, and yes, but I have a little skill for my English, and I asked him, how about my English skill, and he said, no problem. Okay, if no problem, I can go together with you.
Okay, looks like you have no problem, because I see the girls are talking to you, communicate to you in English, like you don't have any problem with the language at all.
Yes, I have a little problem, but at the start of this program, I have many worry about that. But I don't know. I can try. I will do my best for this program. Yes, but before I came to this project, I'm a teaching monk of the Midway retreat. Before I came to this project, and I practiced to lead the people to meditation, and I can do it best on my way.
Okay. And you know, if you try, a success is just right in front of you.
Yes, I think now I've succeeded.
Yes. And what are the programs you teach in this project?
We separate program into like 2 parts. The first part happened in a temple for 2 weeks, and I think we give them chance to to know each other first, and then let them know the temple and join the main activity. Yes. Like Vista Day, or like ordination program, like a shaving day first, and ordination program and almsgiving, like a ceremony, and have time to join the kindergarten school. So then they can see what happened in the temple. But we know like for if we move like quite a lot, we cannot expect so much about meditation experience. And then we gave them more chance for the second part. We moved to Chiang Mai, the best place to meditate, and I think we have a good experience for the program. All of them have a good meditation experience, and they learn about the temple, the Buddhist culture, Buddhist code of conduct. Yes, and then for the detail, we invite many monks from male ordination program. We ask them to join. I mean, if they prepare already their teaching, why not come to teach us one more time to the ladies side, and then we invite some special guest like Mr. Richard and Pasai, yeah. And then yes, in general we point to to help them to develop their meditation from technique and to experience, and then after that it should be like a Buddhist code of conduct or Buddhist culture, and until if they can develop the Buddhism to their life. I think we focus quite a lot with the Luang Por Thatta Chivo teaching, and especially for our daily life. I mean about the food we take, about the clothes, about the shelter, and everything close to our life.
Necessity things in life.
Right. That's right. And then let them understand more about Dhammakaya way, Dhammakaya tradition. Bring them to visit Luang Pu Wat Pak Nam historic places, and have a chance to meet Luang Por Thammachayo and Luang Por Thatta Chivo. I think during 4 weeks they have a very good chance to learn many things.
And just like what you say, it's just like first thing they have to learn about the temple activities, and they have experience in joining all the activities. They can get more understanding about what the people do in the temple. And secondly, of course, the important thing is meditation for them to get more experience in practicing meditation, right? And you think that probably just around the temple area, just too many activities, it will distract them. That's why they have to maybe just go somewhere else, or just find a nice spot for them to enjoy the meditation.
Yes, that's right. And only meditation, let them meditation at a place. I think it's not enough, because it's just their age. It's the age of learning. I think and our temple has a lot of program and activities, interesting activities, especially for Vista Day. 500,000 students from around Thailand come to our temple. It's a chance to be there and to see, and can be inspiration for them. If they go back to their country, why not? Why can't them?
Well, they can have opportunity to see a lot of wonderful things happening. But what I'm saying is, it's not just that they cannot practice their meditation at a temple. They can, but maybe for them to be focused, if they go to some meditation center.
We can imagine, if we do too many things at the same time. Sometimes it makes you quite busy. And then with just that element with them, and when we go to Chiang Mai and more relaxed and more meditation, and then we they understand bit by bit. And we understand well also that meditation help us to teach ourselves, because the knowledge comes from inside. Yeah. And then they have time to realize what this and that, and bit by bit to understand the overall picture.
And it also is a great opportunity for them to meet the abbot of the temple, or the great teaching, the wise abbot, and also they learn about they visit the places of their Luang Pu Sot, who discover of this Dhammakaya meditation again.
In Chiang Mai, I think they like a lot. Some days we took them to visit another temple, and Wat Ban Khun. Let them see the big project, the interesting project, and once in a alpine garden, Suan Phet Keo, and then Hill Tribe village, something like this. They will see more Thailand. It's another part of Thailand, and see the work activities of the temple, and let them understand more and more importance of meditation. It can bring peace to the world. There is like an example of the community which apply meditation to their community and see how the people live.
Yes, and it will be good for them to have their open eyes and open mind for the new world.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
We hope this insightful interview encourage your practice.
To achieve the maximum benefit and progression, we should practice meditation regularly to develop the skills and techniques to a certain level that will have a practical and lasting impact on our lives.
That's right, Shana. Now we will take a break for the Dhamma lecture by the Venerable Nicholas Thanisaro. We will be back with more on the Dhammachai Day.
Welcome back to the second in our mini-series, Buddhist Concepts, within the program Meditation for All. Last week I talked a little bit in introduction about some of the connections which we make in Buddhism, which are sometimes not made elsewhere, particularly the connection between the level of the mind, the level of our lifestyle, and the level of the environment. Sometimes simply saying this is not quite so easy to imagine how these three levels of description can fit together. But today I want to tell you a tale. It's a legend, if you like, from the Buddhist scriptures, which describes what we call Buddhist Genesis. It talks about the times very early in the history of our world, before human beings came to live here on this earth. In Buddhism, often we try to avoid speculating about things which are without immediate proof, because the Buddha said that for some aspects of our existence, no matter how hard we think about them, that it's impossible to find enough proof to get free of our speculation. So in the end, one can simply waste one's time speculating. So today, when you listen to this legend from what we call the Aganya Sutra in our Buddhist scriptures, when you hear about the Buddhist version of Genesis, then perhaps keep an open mind, treat it as a tale if you like, but if you can, try to find some of the important messages which come out of this legend or this teaching, and in fact we can learn a lot about them in terms of what we see as our ideals in our Buddhist society. Well, there's something about the Buddhist version of Genesis which has something in common with the Christian version of Genesis, and that is that they both have eating in common. The eating was the first thing to start things off, also in the Buddhist version of Genesis. And the Aganya Sutta starts at a time in the universe when there was nothing in the universe, not even any planets. The only things in the universe were some self-illuminating beings, which we call apasara, or celestial beings, which were illuminated of their own minds. So that means that their minds were so bright that they gave the only illumination present in the universe at that time. These beings were able to survive simply on their own happiness and joy from all the merits which they had cultivated since the time they were human beings. Because they were self-sufficient in their own happiness, they didn't have any need to eat anything or any other need to find happiness in any other way. But at that time there was a planet which was cooling down, our planet Earth in effect, and it had already been through a world cycle where the Earth had been on fire for many years. As the fires cooled down, then the smell of the earth was aromatic, rather like newly baked bread. And this captured the curiosity of these Apasara Brahmas, which were floating around from one place to another in the universe. There was one particularly curious Apasara Brahma, which came down near to the surface of the earth and tasted some of this aromatic curds of earth, as we call it, which were floating on the surface of the seas which were covering the planet. When the Apasara tasted this, in fact the taste was so good that it wanted to eat more. When it ate more, in fact it was not alone, but many of the other Apasaras who were also attracted by the actions of this being ate more and more until, in fact, from their normal ethereal states they became more coarse and eventually physical in their makeup, which meant that they could no longer fly around in the universe as they had before, but they were now stranded on the planet Earth. Some of the beings which ate more of this curds of earth became dull in their complexion, as compared with the normal bright complexion of the Apasara Brahmas. And even very early in the history of our world, there was some discrimination. The brighter complexion Apasara Brahmas looked down upon the darker complexioned ones. Because the first Apasara Brahma had given in so easily to its craving, what happened was that the simple change in the quality of the mind of this Apasara Brahma gave rise into the universe to a very big change. The stars and the planets started to appear. There was sunlight, moonlight, and there started to be night and day. From the very special curds of earth, which for most people would be considered a very delicate form of food, in fact this was very quickly exhausted by the greed of the Apasara Brahmas. And in its place grew up a different sort of food in its place, and it was no longer curds of earth, but it was rather like a mushroom-like vegetable, also very nutritious. But once the Apasara Brahmas started to use this as their staple food, in fact their body found difficulty to digest it. As a result of the difficulty in digestion, there started to be the formation of intestinal tracts and digestive organs within their body. With this came the distinction of sexual organs as well for these beings. Formerly they had transcended male or female, but now as the beings started to develop digestive organs, those who had in their past never had any bad karma of being unfaithful to their husbands or wives developed male organs. Those who had bad karma in their past from being unfaithful to their husbands or wives developed female organs. So there started to be a segregation or a distinction between male and female within this community of these primordial human beings. Over the years, and the lengths of time we are talking about now are very long lengths of time indeed, not just normal years passing by, but aeons and generations, there was a gradual decomposition in the quality of the minds of the beings. Those who before were contented in their own happiness now became attracted, male to female, and although they had no need to reproduce, but they did so simply because of their desires, and they started to form homesteads in which they could hide their shameful actions. And once they settled down, then also the foodstuffs started to change from being the mushroom-like vegetables they had known into being a sort of creepers. As they became possessive about their territories, then this again started to cause the foodstuffs available in the environment to become more and more coarse, until eventually all that was left was husks of rice for them to eat. Each person would go out and harvest rice in the morning, only enough for them to eat each day, and by the evening the rice seeds would have grown back in place without any scar apparent. Later, as people became more dishonest or lazy, they found it too much trouble to go out and harvest food each and every day, so some of the more lazy ones would harvest 2 days worth of food in a single day, so that on alternating days they wouldn't have to go out and work for a living. And even that was not enough for some. They would not respect their own territories, but they would steal food from other people's territories as well. So there was a degradation in the quality of society. There started to be stealing, and those who were caught always maintained that they had not been stealing, so there was also lying. And we see a gradual decomposition in people's lifestyle from at least 5 precepts, which was the normal way of life, into much less than that, where even the 5 precepts were not kept properly anymore, and the state of society got worse and worse until eventually the people were at their wits' end and they had to set up a king who was the person to make the decisions concerning the justice in their society. So we see this happening in the very first years of the world cycle. World cycle, I have a graph here which you can see, which maybe makes things a little bit easier. The length of time we're talking about are very long indeed. The length of time between the earth decaying and being re-evolving, with the Apasuras coming down once again to live there, is a length of time which is very, very long indeed. Some of you may have heard the example of the length of time it would take for a mountain made of solid rock, 16 kilometers high, 16 kilometers wide, 16 kilometers deep, to be worn down flat with the ground by a person coming to wipe that mountain once every 100 years. If you can imagine that length of time, we call that length of time an aeon. And the sort of lengths of time we're talking about here are not just 1 aeon, but 1 multiplied by 10 to the power of 140 aeons. This very long length of time is the time it takes for human beings to degrade from being high-level Apasuras down to a low level where their lifespan becomes gradually shorter and shorter, until eventually, passing through our own era when the lifespan is approximately 75 years, in fact the lifespan would continue to get less as people's quality of mind degrades more and more. As people cannot keep the 5 precepts anymore, their lifespan will decrease more and more, till eventually it's said, not in the Aganya Sutra, but in another sutra we find in the Buddhist scriptures, which is called the Chakravarti Sutta, that people will be reduced in their lifespan down to the age of only 10 years. And it's said that the decrease in lifespan will become 1 year less for every 100 years of human life. This is what happens if we continue to degrade in the quality of our morality and lifestyle at the present rate. At that time it's said that people will hunt each other as if they were animals to hunt. They'll have no respect for husbands or wives anymore, and their lifestyle will be no different from that of savages or of animals. This would be the very most point of the world cycle. And when this happens, in the end there's going to be some sort of holocaust before people come to their senses and start to practice good deeds again, which will lead to there being an increase in the length of the human lifespan again. So we can see that in this legend, if you like, or in this account in the scriptures, we see that there is a very strong connection between what happens to the environment, the quality of people's lifestyle, and also the number of defilements in their mind, such as the greed which the first Brahmas succumbed to fall from their usual angelic state. But what we learn from this Aganya Sutra, which I'd like to highlight, is that in Buddhism we do believe that the original nature of human beings is good and to have a mind of high quality, but it's other things which have intervened, especially in terms of defilements, which have caused us to fall away from this natural state of being. The other thing is that our average lifespan decreases as the quality of our life becomes worse, especially in terms of the behaviors which we have. This is not something which happens automatically. It's something which we can slow down or freeze if we take more care of the quality of our lives, especially our own behaviors. We don't need to wait for us to be left with a lifespan of only 10 years, but we can try to work against that by maintaining the quality of our wholesome behaviors in our life. And last of all is the timescales which we're dealing with. They are very long timescales indeed, much longer than even science talks about in the present day. These are sometimes beyond our imagination, but it does help to explain why the historical records which we have in the fossils doesn't even extend as far back as some of the descriptions of history which we have in the Buddhist scriptures. So it's taken this much longer time scale that we learn about many of the things which I've talked about in the Aganya Sutra today. But what is important from what I mentioned is that the actions which we do affect the quality of our lives. There is an interconnectedness here. And the question is, what exactly do we mean by this wholesomeness? How exactly can we avoid the unwholesome behaviors which will lead to a decrease in our quality of life? And it's in order to give definitions of some of these that I'll be talking to you next week about some of the qualities of what we mean by the energy which we call merit, and how we can accrue this, and how this can help us to have more prosperity and more happiness in our lives. So I leave you with these things. Anyone interested to read up more can look either in the Aganya Sutta of the Digha Nikaya or in the Cakkavatti Sutta also in the Digha Nikaya for further references. But that's all for this week, and I look forward to seeing you again at the next time.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed Venerable Nicholas' wisdom and experience. Now Shana will tell you more. What was the special activities that happened on the Dhammachaye Day, which you're still excited about it?
Okay. There was a remarkable event of the Dhammakaya Foundation signing an academic agreement with the University of Beijing to translate the Buddhist Tripitaka from Pali to Chinese language. This implies a great fundamental step in propagating the original Theravada Buddhism to China, where the population is over 1 billion.
That's great. And what else you had on that day?
Well, on that day, we were able to have the opportunity to place the gold leaf on the first pile of Kunyai's building. This building will be constructed to commemorate the 100 years anniversary of her birth. It will be used as an academic center for the purpose of spreading Vicha Dhammakaya throughout the world.
I guess this means a chance for everyone to accrue a great merit once again.
Of course it is. But now we can all gain merit by rejoicing in the merit-making activity, which will be shown in the next video presentation. Please stay tuned.
วันครูธรรมกายปีนี้ตรงกับวันศุกร์ที่ 4 กันยายนวันที่เหล่าศิษยานุศิษย์ร่วมกันปฏิบัติบูชาและร่วมรำลึกถึงวันที่พระเดชพระคุณพระมงคลเทพมุนีสดจันทสโรท่านสละชีวิตเป็นเดิมพันในการปฏิบัติธรรมเพื่อค้นหาสัจธรรมของชีวิตคือธรรมะที่แท้จริงที่องค์สมเด็จพระสัมมาสัมพุทธเจ้าทรงค้นพบในวันตรัสรู้นั่นคือวิชชาธรรมกายจากนั้นเป็นพิธีตอกเสาเข็มต้นมหาสมบัติจักรพรรดิอาคาร100 ปีคุณยายอาจารย์ณบริเวณหน้าหอฉันคุณยายเสาเข็มต้นนี้ถือเป็นเสาเข็มต้นแรกแห่งการสถาปนาอาคาร100 ปีคุณยายอาจารย์อาคารแห่งนี้จะเป็นอาคารที่ใช้เพื่อการเผยแผ่พระพุทธศาสนาวิชชาธรรมกายไปทั่วโลกเป็นอาคารศูนย์รวมงานการสร้างบารมีทั้งหมดของวัดพระธรรมกายหนึ่งเดียวที่รวมทุกงานสร้างบารมีหนึ่งเดียวที่เชื่อมโยงทุกงานจากอดีตถึงปัจจุบันสู่อนาคตเพื่อรองรับยุคแห่งการเผยแผ่พระพุทธศาสนาวิชชาธรรมกายไปทั่วโลกศาสนสถานแห่งนี้จะสร้างความเจริญรุ่งเรืองให้แก่พระพุทธศาสนาวิชชาธรรมกายให้สถิตสถาพรยั่งยืนนานเป็นแสงสว่างแก่ชาวโลกสืบไปและจะเป็นแหล่งที่เชื่อมสายบุญของคุณยายกับลูกหลานทุกคนตราบสิ้นกาลนาน ลูกหลานคุณยายทุกคนได้ร่วมกันตอกเสาเข็มด้วยประติมากรรมเครื่องยศสวรรค์และร่วมกันขุดหาขุมทรัพย์สวรรค์ด้วยความเบิกบานปลื้มปิติในบุญ
สอนคือสิ่งที่แทนตัวท่านคำนั้นยังมั่นคงอยู่ในหัวใจเราจะเดินตามรอยเท้าที่ยายก้าวไปยายไปไหนเราจะไปอยู่ใกล้ยายคิดถึงวันวานที่พันผ่านเราไปคิดถึงวันที่ยายอยู่กับเราคิดถึงรอยยิ้มของยายรอยต่อให้เรายายอยู่กับเราไว้เป็นสาไกลในวันนี้เรายังมีชีวิตอยู่วันพรุ่งนี้เราอยู่หรืออาชีพวายต้องสร้างบุญทุกวันจนวันสุดท้ายจากโลกไปจะได้ไปอยู่กับยายคิดถึงวันวานที่พันผ่านเราไปคิดถึงวันที่ยายอยู่กับเราคิดถึงรอยยิ้มของยายเราต่อให้เรายายอยู่กับเราไม่เคยจากไปคิดถึงวันวานที่พันผ่านเราไปคิดถึงวันที่ยายอยู่กับเราคิดถึงรอยยิ้มของยายเราต่อให้เรายายอยู่กับเราไว้เป็นสาไกลความห่วงใยสานใจยายเป็นเชือกฟันจับให้มันแล้วเดินตามยายต่อไปด้วยความหวังและพลังใจสู่จุดหมายยายไปไหนจะตามติดไปอยู่กับยายไปไหนจะตามติดไปอยู่กับยาย
วันครูธรรมกายปีนี้นับเป็นจุดเริ่มต้นของการสถาปนาอาคาร100 ปีคุณยายอาจารย์อาคารที่ลูกหลานคุณยายจะร่วมใจกันแทนคุณท่านด้วยการร่วมกันทำภารกิจนี้ให้สำเร็จหากใครได้มีส่วนร่วมในการสถาปนาอาคาร100 ปีคุณยายอาจารย์นี้ย่อมได้ชื่อว่า เป็นลูกหลานที่แท้จริงและบุญที่เกิดขึ้นในครั้งนี้ก็จะเป็นสายบุญที่เชื่อมกลางระหว่างคุณยายกับเราให้เราได้ตามติดสร้างบารมีกับท่านไปทุกภพทุกชาติตราบกระทั่งถึงที่สุดแห่งธรรมภาพแห่งความประทับใจในวันนี้จะเป็นอีกหน้าหนึ่งของประวัติศาสตร์ชีวิตการสร้างบารมีของเราตราบลมหายใจสุดท้ายของชีวิต
We have come to the end of our Meditation for Peace program. Hope you enjoy our presentation. If you have any comments or suggestions, please send your email to us at worldwideweb.meditationforpeace.info. Hope to see you again next Sunday. Goodbye.
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ